Hello everyone! This is our team's needs assessment project by Melissa, Miriam, and Kelly. So let's get started. So before I move on, I want to let you guys take a quick second to guess which organization could we have possibly interviewed. I mean, there's a giant hint in the background, so I'll give you a couple seconds. Alright, time's up. Let's go. Okay. So, the organization that we interviewed from was from NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The individual that we interviewed was a good friend of ours by the name of Dr. Justin Droba. So, through the interviewing process, we found out that one of the biggest organizational problems that they have there is there's a different attitude towards the contracted workers compared to the civil servants. So, we wanted to dive deeper into it. The first interview tools that we used in order to gather our data was the face-to-face semi-structured interview. Now, the reason why we chose this structure was we wanted to get a set amount of interview questions, just wanting to get the general idea. However, we also wanted to kind of not be too restricted in following a script because we felt that based on the responses, we can deviate from the structure and kind of go along with the flow to get more in-depth information, to make it more personalized. And of course, we chose face-to-face because that way we not only get our facial expressions to study, to collect data, but we also get the emphasis in the voice. So there is a video clip of the face-to-face interview. Hope you enjoy. Hey guys, today I have with me
Justin.
And what do you do, Justin?
I'm an aerospace engineer at NASA Johnson Space Center. Now, I was told this interview would be out of this world, which is fine because my coworkers can come and get me.
Hey, let's get started. That was just a quick little snip clip of the face-to-face interview, and now we're going to move on to the data collecting methods. So once we finalize the data we gathered from the first interview to finalize the organizational problems, we wanted to dive deeper into, well, how can we collect more data and who can we collect it from? So the first one we did was the ranking scale questions, which focuses on what qualities in management did they want, and secondly, what are some motivational ways that they preferred. So the biggest key factors that we got from actually 3 people who interviewed were they wanted a high communicating management, and secondly, they wanted promotions, as in climbing up in the management level. So from there, we were able to create some short answer and more ranking scale questions that tackle the idea of how frequent are they receiving those desires. And from there, we dove even deeper with the interview questions so we can have personal responses on are they receiving it, are they not, and what was the biggest issue. So, the biggest thing that we found out was the findings. There was a lack of motivational praises and compliments among the contract workers compared to the civil servants. For example, there could be award ceremonies, and for some reason, even though the contract workers and the civil servants did the same job, only the civil servant be recognized. That's an issue. Secondly, there was quite an unclear path for promotion. Most of the contract workers know that they are doing well, but are you going to move up? We actually have an incident where eventually one of the contract workers did leave for a better promotion in a different company. So that was a big notification that there is definitely a lack of communication and kind of a lack of a clear path for the contract workers. But what was interesting is there was an open communication among the contractors, civil servants, and management. So it's not like there were any headbutting, but more of maybe there was a lack of skill on how to be a good motivator. Thus bringing us to which training program we wanted. So we thought that we should create and implement a training program for management on the leadership values that kind of focuses more on employee morale and motivation. For example, more praises, even a simple, hey, you're doing good, positive feedback, even small awards really shows the value of a contract worker compared to a civil servant, thus putting them on more of an equal plane. Secondly, to be clear on expectation for future promotions. I mean, granted, yes, we all want to move up in management, but these contractors never really see it because there is no trend of it right now. So definitely there is a lack of communication there. Last but not least, in order to make sure that these training programs are actually doing its purpose, we wanted to gather more quarterly feedback from all the employees about their morale and to see if the program is working. So some reflections while conducting this needs assessment. Overall, great interviewers. They were very, very motivated. They were very enthusiastic to tell us everything. Justin, for example, did a great job during the interview and it was very enjoyable. So definitely that whole speaking progress and the relationship building was definitely a plus. Now, compared to other needs assessments, we did realize that this was more of a deeper core problem compared to minor surface problems such as, lack of software, lack of hardware, or maybe a lack of a task communication. This was definitely more on the emotional aspect, which definitely took a lot more investigating, which definitely made this task a lot harder for us. Last but not least, something that we do want to improve on was definitely making more surveys to be more diverse in order to maybe reach out to the civil servants and management in both departments to get a kind of a clearer understanding and to gather more data. Other than that, great project and hope you enjoy. Bye!